The hair was big, the clothes were bright, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and debauchery. The decade of decadence, the greatest decade of all time, the 1980s. This is our pick for top 5 80s bands.
Say that I'm sick. Want to put me away. Say that I'm not fit. Call me a pervert, cause I'm always running wild. Say that I'm an animal, an abortion as a child. You'll never tame me, or the things that I do. I'll always be a pervert, and I'll always hate you. I'll always be an animal, put myself into a fit. I run with sleazy women, and I smell like shit.
All right.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Take 5 podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Trex Nasty.
And I'm Johnny Skulls.
Today's guest, old concert buddy, Sam Moore, and special guest, one of the promoters for the Creaturefest and Kiss Fanatic, Rosie Luck. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
All right, today's topic is top 5 80s bands. All right, Rosie, what do you got for number 5?
I'm gonna go with Lita Ford.
Good
Good
one.
choice.
Yeah, that was going to be an honorable mention. What's your favorite record by her?
Lita.
Yeah. Every
that's a
song
good
on it's
album.
good. Yeah.
Solid.
All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 5?
I gotta go with Guns N' Roses, number 5.
Yeah, can't go wrong with
That's an
that.
honorable mention.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan, but they were so big.
yeah. So you went by popularity and not by your favorites?
My list will show
Both.
back then and still today.
Okay.
They're not around, but they're still huge. If they get together, it just, everybody goes to see them. They go wild.
Right on. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 5?
Okay, I picked my list because when I discovered music as a childhood, I had 2 influencers. My childhood friend, Billy Arnold, which got me into heavier music, and you, Aaron Action. 9th grade came and you introduced me to all the glam. So my number 5 is Death Angel. I followed this band from 1986 and 1991. Songs like Bored, Veil of Deception, and Room with a View were so great.
Right on. All right, John, what'd you have for number 5? Got opening statement?
Yeah, I do. These are the bands I chose over the ones that impacted me, changed my life, and put me on the road to play music. So to start it off, this is my number 5. Number 5 is Kiss, Creatures of the Night, released October 28th, 1982. And the reason I picked them is because that's what got me started in the rock music. And to me, it's one of the best albums because it has the late Eric Carle.
Rosie likes that. All right.
I have
In
to
my-
agree.
In my list, I went by bands whose first record came out in the 80s. So I won't have bands like Priest or Scorpions. And I tried to avoid the big 5 like Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Poison, and Def Leppard. If you guys have them, that's fine, but that's not how I went on my list. My number 5, Slave Raider.
Oh, yeah.
Take the
They were
World
awesome.
by Storm was a great record, and they had a cool gimmick. They were like pirates or something. You ever heard them, Rosie?
I have not.
Yeah, they weren't
Wow.
really, but yeah, they came out with like 2 or 3 albums, but the first one was the best. Take the World by Storm. They're like pirates, so check them out. Pretty cool. All right, what'd you have for number 4?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Alice Cooper.
Nice.
That's my
Nice.
all-time
Yep.
favorite. But I didn't put him on this list because I consider him, before 80.
Yeah.
He started in the 70s, so I was kind of like, does it count? Does it not?
But yeah, he had good albums in the 80s. I mean,
Yes.
his biggest album was Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he came back and got even bigger in the 80s than he was before. So That's cool. All right, Sam, what you got for number 4?
I did completely opposite of what Aaron did. So
Hey, it's your list.
on my list, like it was the bands that were huge then
Mm-hmm.
that I loved, and they're still big today. So that's my list. So number 4, I'm going Poison. They're
Poison.
actually still around. They were amazing then. They're just as good now.
That's cool. See, I'm glad you picked these because that's something we can debate on, and also it's not gonna be fun if we have all the same picks.
Right.
So I try to go a little bit deeper, but that's cool. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 4?
Number 4, Slayer. My childhood friend Billy Arnold introduced me to this great album, Rain Blood. After that, it changed my life forever.
All right, John, what'd you have for number 4?
Number 4, I had Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance, released July 17th, 1982. Yeah, I figure Rob Halford was probably one of the greatest frontmen who ever walked across the stage. His
Yeah.
power in the vocals. And this is the band why I went from rock to metal.
Right on.
You're old yet.
All right, my number 4, Queensryche.
Yeah, that was always your favorite.
Yeah.
In school.
Yeah, they were my favorite band up until the Empire record. They kind of went downhill after that. But my favorite was always Race for Water. That was when I first got turned on to them, and it's so different. And Jeff Tate's voice was pretty amazing at that time.
I have to admit, though, Operation Mindcrime is still a great album.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's why Empire kind of, because Operation was so good, then Empire came out and it was kind of disappointing after that. All right, Rosie, what you got for number 3?
My next 3 are like so close. It's very tough for me to like put them together or like have them compete. But I'm gonna have to go with Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
That's
Yes.
good.
Wow.
That's the honorable mention for me.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously Vinny's shredding is just
Yes.
incomparable.
First
That-
album was
yeah,
amazing.
That first record is so good, so underrated.
Robert's voice is
Yes.
fantastic, and I mean Mark's voice is great too. Obviously, he's done fantastic with Slaughter and still carrying on, and they're great live, but nobody has Robert's voice.
Yeah. Even the second record though, Vinny didn't shred as much on. The first album was just he was going crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it's such a good record. That is a good choice. I said that I had that as honorable mention.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah. All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 3?
Man, I feel like I'm headed in a different direction than everybody else. Benny Vincent was awesome, by the way. Boys Are Gonna Rock. That just starts the whole album.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I just got to see Vinny play, in May.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
He was at the Creaturefest, right?
Yep.
We'll speak on that here in a little bit. I'll let you promote. All right. What'd you have, Sam?
I'm going with Def Leppard.
So you're still my anti-list.
They're huge now.
They were good up until Hysteria. Hysteria was like their worst record. It was their biggest record, but it's their worst.
Yeah.
They just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when they started selling that many albums, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. All right, Trex, what was your number 3?
My number 3 was Overkill. Years in Decay was my introduction to this awesome band. Though my taste has changed now through the years, I still consider this as one of my favorite albums to this date.
That's one band I just never got into.
I know you hate it. You hate his voice, but I love him, and we've seen him.
Yeah, the same day we saw Offspring. Remember that, Sam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
went to the Newport, then went to the Alrosa afterwards.
We're like, damn, we're following our O's in our alphabet, in our album list.
All right, John, what'd you have for number 3?
My number 3, it's more of a, it's not really an 80s diz, but it's also a 90s. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. It was
Yeah.
released July 24th, 1990.
But I actually got into Pantera when they were still glam.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, when Cowboys of Hell first came out, I was like, man, what happened? This isn't the same band. These guys suck, which I end up liking later. But, I was like, man, like, what happened to the big hair and makeup,
Yeah, they actually released Power Metal in 1988.
Yeah. You see, that's the stuff I like.
I remember we had metal magazines in school, and you'd be like, man, they suck now, when they were on the back label of their new album, Cowboys from Hell. He's like, they fucking suck.
But don't get me wrong, I like them now, and like Vulgar is one of the greatest albums ever made, but it just going from, the glam to the thrashy stuff, I was disappointed. All right, so my number 3, Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the first 2 records are amazing, and even a lot of their stuff after that was good. Like, I love the early Image. I wish I could have seen them early on. I didn't see them until like the 90s, and it was still good, but it wasn't the blood and the meat and all that.
I think you were with me with the Headless Children.
Yeah. No, Crimson Idol is when I seen them.
Idol. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I on that Change Charlie, but that was Crimson Idol.
Yeah. All right, Rosie, what's that for number 2?
I'm gonna go with Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh yeah. Ooh. That'd be on my list, but I'm going by my years.
See,
they are awesome.
See, the thing is like at that time, because they came out like in the late 80s, and a lot of those bands I wasn't as good, so I wasn't a big fan of them back then. But then I'm going back and listen, like they're amazing. And when we went and seen them, I listened to that album like 2 weeks straight after seeing them. Like, they're so good, man. Like, they should have been bigger than what they were.
Absolutely. And Steve still holding his voice the way he does.
Yeah. He did great.
Incredible. He sounds great. He still looks great.
Yeah.
The he's got right now is great. It's just, they're incredible.
Oh yeah, they still put on a great show.
Just like their record. Yeah, each one of the bands on their record sound the same live when he sings.
He sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys from that era can say that. And Steve,
that's what we were talking about. We're like, man, he's still got the same look, the same face. I mean, the voice and everything.
Yeah.
Like, ow.
His vocals are solid as rock.
Yeah. It's funny because I made a joke after that show to Trex. I was like, there's no way he's singing because it's too good. I was making a joke, of course, but I was like, man, there's no way. Like, he's that old and sounds that good. But yeah,
perfect.
it was pretty awesome.
That's why we were at the show, to see Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
I never got to see him before. Aaron's seen him like once before. And it was like, they were amazing. Even with his new band, they were still good. Mm-hmm. They were heavier. That drummer was hitting some heavy licks.
Nick is really, really, really good. And he's in like 47 bands.
Wow.
He's fantastic. He's in so many bands.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You got any cool Pretty Boy Floyd stories you want to tell us? Or you're allowed to tell us?
What happens on the road stays on the road.
That's what I thought. I thought I would try. All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 2?
No surprise. I had Poison. I had Def Leppard. Now I'm going with Motley Crue.
I figured that'd be your number 1.
Weird.
So I mean, they were huge in the 80s.
Yeah.
The album they put out in the 80s was great. They're still drawing a huge crowd. Their Vince Neil sucks live, but he's amazing. So
he looks so much better right now, though.
Yeah.
He's lost a ton of weight, and he sounds much better than he has in a while.
He does.
Yeah, I agree with that. I watched some footage, and he does sound a lot better. But when we seen him, about 10 years ago, Trex? Like, it was good then.
Tour. Yeah, I mean, he sounded good. He was kind of in shape a little bit. It was the one that was living their last tour, and
Yeah.
Nikki Sixx was awesome.
I see my thing on Motley Crue. In reality, they should be my number one. But like I said, I'm trying to avoid that top five because Motley Crue was the band that kind of made me who I am today. You know, I was younger. I had an older brother who listened to like, you know, Journey and stuff like that. But once I saw the Look That Kill video, my life changed. And, you know, those first three records are three of the best records of all time. But, you know, like I said, I was trying to avoid those to make it more interesting, I guess. You know, you can debate on it.
Yep.
All right, Trex, what's you have for number two?
Number two, this is a Aaron influence. Brittany Fox. When I saw the long-awaited video, I ran out and bought this tape immediately. And the only thing is, I love the first one, but when the second album came out, I was kind of disappointed. But this was my all-time. Eric could tell you how big of I was a fan of Brittany Fox.
Yeah.
Because that's when ninth grade, when we started hanging out, and started getting more into glam. And as soon as that song hit the video, I was like, ran to the store at Kmart or something and bought it.
Hey, Sam, tell the story about when we seen him with the other singer.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. This was in the 80s. I mean, you had to wait for the magazines to come out to get the news. So we're downtown at the Newport, in line, always the first ones there, always up
At
front.
like noon.
And yeah, it's what was that? The second album?
No, it was a new singer. It was on third album, Bite Down Hard.
The third album. I remember. Yeah, we're standing there, and this long blonde hair guy comes out, and Aaron makes fun of him. He calls him a Vince Neil reject. So
that was when Vince Neil got fired from Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And he goes, Vince Neil looking for a job.
It was. That's what it was. He was looking for a job. So he comes out and he walks by us, and Aaron says it. He hears it.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything, but he just walked on by, and we're like, who was he? Nobody knows. So we get inside, we get up to the stage. Brittany Fox comes out, and it's Tommy Paris, the new lead singer. So a little bit into the show, he tries to kick Aaron in the face. That was payback for what he said.
Oh yeah, good rock and roll stories, man. All right, John, what's you have for number two?
You're going to hate on this, but Megadeth, Peace Sells, but Who's Buying?
I love
Released
Megadeth.
September 19th, 1986. And the only reason I picked that band is because the band, their music, their speed, the accuracy, and David Ellefson's bass playing is what influenced me to start playing bass.
Right on. Yeah, I was never big into Megadeth either. All right, mine.
I remember seeing a Megadeth show.
Oh yeah.
And somebody sat down the entire show.
Did we have like front row or something like that?
I think so.
And yeah, there was Megadeth and Suicidal Tendencies. I went to see Suicidal, and I sat down the whole Megadeth show. And that was back 30 years ago.
It's funny you don't like them, but you've seen them a lot.
Yeah, because every time I see them, they're with somebody else I want to see. Like I've seen them with Korn, Dio, Priest, Maiden. Right. My number two, Madam X.
Nice.
Yeah. I figured that'd be your number one.
Always been one of my favorites. Reserve the Right was all killer, no filler, man. Like, that's one of those bands. They came and went, and then like they got back together several years ago, and I finally got to see them. I drove to Detroit to see them with the original lineup about 10 years ago, and they did like pretty much the whole record. You ever heard them, Rosie?
My stepbrother liked them a lot when I was younger. I remember their posters being on his wall, but I never listened to it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, they should have been bigger too.
Now you're making the other dogs bark.
Good thing I got the headphones on, or Bella will be barking.
Yeah.
All right, Rosie, what was your number one?
Well, I'm sure it's going to come to no surprise to anyone, but I have to say Kiss.
Yeah, I do it.
It's I know that they're not the most talented of musicians. They're really not, except Bruce Killick, obviously. But they're the band that got me into music.
Yeah.
And I'm so sentimental when it comes to them. They were my first record when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I bought a live at a garage sale, and they're what got me into rock and roll.
Yeah, I get that. I know when I was young, like before I even heard them, I'd see. I remember I had a comic book. On the back of it, it had the 4 pictures of the solo out in the solo albums, and Gene Simmons spitting out blood and all this. And I was like, and I'm cut up the Spider-Man comic and hanging it on my wall just for that picture. I didn't even know who they were. I was like, man, this looks cool, and you gotta like Kiss, man. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they have so many good.
Particular record is propping my phone up right now.
Really?
Yes.
But I mean, they have a lot of good stuff through the years. I mean, no matter what lineup, they still put out good music, though.
Yes, absolutely. They've always been solid, and I mean, gosh, they're marketing geniuses.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much of a ridiculous collection of stuff I have, just because I have to have it all, and we spend all of our money on cruises like dummies, and so they're brilliant. But yeah, they got me into music. So even if they released an album of Gene Simmons farting, we'd all go by and thank them for it.
Yeah.
And be happy about it. So they're my number one regardless.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Sam, what was your number one?
So my number one is kind of a surprise, I guess, unless you know me. Back then, they got no airplay whatsoever, but they were huge. And now they still get no airplay, and they're bigger than they were in the 80s. So I'm going with Iron Maiden. Is my
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, see, I figured you would have had like Striper and Lily Nax, because I know you were big in those two bands.
Had I went a different direction, I could have come up with a bunch of off-brand hair bands.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to do some honorable mentions here shortly. So,
okay.
Anything else on Maiden, or didn't you see him like 10 times or something?
14.
14.
And my daughter says we're going again, whatever, August or September, when they're coming back again.
Nice.
So, yeah, I've seen them way too many times.
Yeah. All right, Trex, what was your number one?
All right, this is no surprise. Rat.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like one of the bands that my friend Billy Arnold introduced me to, and my favorite album was Dancing Undercover. Like Dance, Slip of the Lip, like great songs, Body Talk. And I mean, anybody that knows me knows that Rat is my favorite one, because remember, we used to go tape shopping and I'd buy out of cellar like every time. They're like, damn, how many out of cellars you know? Oh, and I'm like, I wore it out. And
I'd always say I always say they sold like 10 million records, and Trex bought 5 million himself. He was always buying them. It is a good record, though.
Yeah.
All right, John, what was your number one?
This is the same band. Trex had already wrote them down, but Slayer, Show No Mercy. Their debut album released December 3rd, 1983. Big fan of theirs. Well, what do I like about Slayer? They're effing Slayer, man.
Right.
And I remember I got him. My son took me for my 50th birthday to see him on their final tour. It was the best one I've ever seen.
Right. All right. My number one, Trex, you should know this one. Faster Pussycat.
Oh yeah.
Tammy has always been one of my favorite singers and biggest influence. Don't Change That Song is probably the greatest glam song ever written, in my opinion. Like, that song is so good.
Aaron got suspended from school for Fast Pussycat. Tell her about it.
Yeah, I have the I seen him open for Alice Cooper back in the 80s. It was Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet. And that Fast Pussycat shirt had the album cover on the front. On the back, it said "When Pussy Comes to Shove." I was like 13. I wore it to school and I got suspended for it. Like, you can't wear that. I'm like, yes, I can. Yeah, I got suspended over a shirt.
The principal's other option was, you got to take that shirt off. And they were like, I ain't going without a shirt.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk around all day with no shirt on. Well, I'm not at the beach.
Her Marilyn Manson shirt on, inside out, because it said "I am the God of fuck" on the back of it.
Yeah,
and I was in 7th grade.
Yeah, I remember I had a Marilyn Manson shirt. That was the one that has, like, it says the music of Marilyn Manson, will make you kill yourself, kill God, kill your mom and dad. Yeah, I was already out of school when that came out, but I would wear it out in public and people would like offended by it. It's just a shirt, It's rock and roll, man. That's what it's supposed to be. Hey, you have any honorable mentions, Rosie?
Oh, honorable mentions. Well, I definitely would have said Faster Pussycat. And Frehley's Comet, of course.
Yeah.
That's one of my. I'm not a Kiss fan, but I love Frehley's Comet.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Todd Howard has such a good voice. And on top of that, he's just a super nice guy. But his voice is really good. I don't know. I have to think about that one for a second.
I'll go ahead. We'll go on. All right, Sam, you have any?
Just off the top of my head, a couple bands I wished were bigger would be Y&T.
Yeah.
LA Guns.
LA Guns is on my list. Yeah.
Yeah,
they were really kind of big, but I don't think they ever got the success.
Yeah, they were on my list. They were almost in my top 5, but it was kind of hard to pick the top 5. Trex, you have any?
Actually, yeah, I have quite a few, but I'll name one. Halloween. I remember when Keeper of Seven Keys come out, and that album was amazing.
Yeah. John?
Yeah, I got a couple. Venom. They're which was formed in '78. Man, they're Welcome to Hell and their black metal 81 and 82. Awesome songs. The band, those albums are off the hook.
Yeah, you're definitely into the heavier stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I have Vane. Did you ever like Vane, Rosie?
I don't know. You know what? I think Steve mentioned them the other day. Somebody said that they wanted to see them play together on a different podcast.
Really?
That'd be a good tour.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm not familiar with them.
By the way, have I ever met you? Because the reason I asked was because your name always pops up on Facebook. We have like 20 mutual friends. I was like,
I used to live in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at that show that you guys went to.
Yeah.
I was there with Pretty Boy Floyd and Enough's Enough. And so I was side stage and on the stage a bunch. So
yeah,
probably running around like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's funny, like, because your name always pops up, and I'm like, I don't usually just add random people, but I was like, man, like, we had like 20 mutual friends, and I was wondering if I ever met you. Like, I don't know if you dated one of my friends or whatever. I didn't. But the name sounds
probably not.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like the name sounds familiar, and I'm like, I don't know where I knew you from. It's like, but I've heard your name before.
Yeah. when I lived in Columbus, my last name was Bentley.
Really?
But, yeah, but I moved up here in 2008. So,
Right.
but I lived in Columbus before that. So
Right.
I wasn't far. So that's possible.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have any more honorable mentions?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. Sam,
Oh wait, yes.
what you got?
Skid Row.
Skid
Oh,
Row.
yeah.
Yeah. See.
None of us came up with Skid Row, but
Yeah.
only through Sebastian era.
Yeah.
It stops
That-
as soon as Baz is out of the band.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
first album was huge.
You see, I had them too. All right, Sam.
I got to go with Lillian X.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, they should have been way bigger than what they were. They just come out at the wrong time.
Yeah. Trex.
All right. I'm gonna go Vixen.
Oh,
Wow.
I was into a lot of girl metal bands back then too. Vixen, that first album was amazing. The second one was as good.
Yeah. John.
so good.
Anthrax.
I see a theme with yours. All right, I can't believe nobody said this one. Tesla.
I
Yeah,
didn't think about Tesla.
Yeah. That first
And
album was amazing.
seeing them next month.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know
Anybody,
why.
anybody got some more?
I was never really a Tesla fan. I saw them open up for Motley.
Yeah, I'm not big.
That first album was great.
That's another band that I think is fantastic live that sounds exactly the same.
Yeah. They still
Live.
draw too.
They do. They're
Maya?
so good.
Yep. Sam, Trex.
I'm gonna go one that I'm surprised Sam didn't have on her list or honorable mention. Striper. Striper,
Yeah,
I've always liked.
Yeah, he was.
I know
John.
Sam.
I have to go with Bolt Thrower.
Damn, you sweating the heavy stuff.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cool, though.
I mean, that's my stuff.
It's funny because we're getting low on time, but I got a lot of like punk rock stuff that I was going to say, but nobody said Dokken.
That's on my list.
Love Dokken.
Yeah. Great White. Killer Dwarfs.
I was gonna
Yeah,
come
that's
for
on
sure.
my list.
Yeah. Got her so many of them. Circus of Power.
Yeah, you were big in them.
Cinderella. Can't believe nobody said Cinderella.
It's on my list. I also got like Warlock and Doro Pesh. I put them in the same because it's Doro.
Yeah. And I put Europe on here mainly for the Wings of Tomorrow record. That record is amazing. They kind of got poppy after that, but that album was awesome. Anything else?
That was some Eddie Money.
Yeah, Eddie Money's cool. It's different from all your other picks, but it's cool.
What different?
Like Bolt Thrower and Eddie Money.
I seen him in concert. It was a good concert.
Rocks Gang.
Rocks Gang. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I put them on the same level as Pretty Boy Floyd, too.
Yeah.
I
Rosie?
think the albums.
Go ahead.
We can't forget Hanoi Rocks.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Rosie, you have we're getting low on time. You have anything you want to promote?
No, not really. I mean, Midnight Devils have their new album coming out, which you guys just had Sam on. New album out on Pavement Records. Everybody should definitely listen to that and
Yes,
buy
it's
it.
good.
It's so
very
good.
Yeah. Speaking of John, I
Yes,
have
it
your
is.
copy that Sam sent us.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Sam sent us some CDs.
It's good.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
Make sure you don't just never beg for it. Get something bigger also, because
Oh, yeah.
personally I like that one better.
Yeah, that's why first order. I mean, did you hear the story that I told on the interview how I got into them?
Hmm.
Yeah, like and John, your favorite song is Pink Halo, right? So yeah, you like the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a great
They're
band.
both great. They're
Yeah.
both great. They're so good live, and Sam's such a good front man. And
Yeah.
actually, Jimmy, the drummer, used to be in Pretty Boy Floyd for a bit too, and enough stuff. So
That's
he's
awesome.
been all over this.
Yeah, we have Sniper coming on what next week, Trex?
Yeah, he's going
Oh,
to do
cool.
his top 5 favorite Van Halens from the Roth years and Hagar. So it'll be a double episode.
I figured it would be Van Halen related.
Yeah, you can tell by his Facebook.
He's a bit of a fan.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah.
are you a Van Halen fan, Rosie?
Mhm.
Do you, if you
Yeah.
want to come on with him, you can.
No, give him the spotlight.
Because I know he's wanting to do like favorite Roth era and Hagar era.
Yeah, that's awesome. He'll be a good guest.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fun. All right, anything else, anybody? We're getting low on time.
Yeah.
You want to close us out, Rosie?
I don't know what the secret password is.
Crafters
Find
knows it
it out.
too.
I did. I messaged it to her. She
You
said,
did
okay.
it?
Yeah.
You said
You
we
said gr-
close out with a secret phrase or something, but you didn't tell me what it
Yeah.
was.
5 and out.
Oh, 5 and out?
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 and out.
5 and out.
All right, thank you.